The thing that watches. The sound of barking inside the house shouldn't have made sense. Mara had just held his body, cold, still, but there it was, the same bark, muffled through the walls, too deep to be an echo, too alive to be memory. Her body moved on instinct. She gripped the doorknob and twisted. Locked. She pounded her fists against the wood. "Buddy!" she cried. "Buddy, baby, it's me!" The barking stopped. For a heartbeat, everything froze. The wind, the creaking of the trees, even the night seemed to hold its breath. Then softly from the other side of the door came scratching. Slow, careful, deliberate. She pressed her ear against the wood. The scratches traced upward, like fingers climbing toward the latch. "Who's there?" she whispered. Something whispered back. Not a voice exactly, more like the shape of one. A sound trying to remember how to speak. "Amara!" She stumbled back, flashlight trembling in her grip. "Who are you?" The door handle began to turn on its own. Slow, creaking rotations back and forth, testing her fear. And then came a whimper, a small, desperate sound that was unmistakable. It was Buddy. It had to be. He sounded scared, like he used to when thunder rolled in. Against every instinct screaming at her to run, Mara slid the key from her pocket and unlocked the door. It opened only a crack before the smell hit her. Wet fur, rot, and something sour. Something old. Buddy stood there. At least, what looked like Buddy. He tilted his head, eyes too wide, pupils too black, the whites gone completely. His fur dripped as though he'd been standing in rain, but the ground outside was dry. His mouth hung open, tongue limp, and when he stepped forward, his nails dragged across the floor with a slow, scraping sound. "Buddy," she breathed. He wagged his tail once, mechanical. And then he spoke. It came out broken, like a tape winding down. "Where were you?" Mara staggered backward, her hand flying to her mouth. The sound came from him, but not through his mouth. It seemed to leak from the air itself, from the walls, from her own head. "Buddy, you're..." He stepped closer. Behind him, through the open door, she could see the yard, the shed, and another shape standing in the darkness where his body had been. The same tall figure from before, its head bent slowly, almost affectionately. Buddy turned his head toward it, and when he looked back at her, the thing outside moved its head exactly the same way. They were mirrors. Mara dropped the flashlight. It rolled, beams spinning across the floor until it caught the reflection of both figures, Buddy and the thing, each staring with the same dark, empty eyes. A voice whispered again, from everywhere. "You brought it home." The lights in the house began to flicker. Once, twice. Then everything went black. Her scream never made it outside.